Are you wondering how you can have a successful Airbnb business with your property back home? Well, in this video, I talked to Patrick Mungo of Mungo Villa Apartments, who is doing just that. You don't want to miss this video. He is dropping gems about how he has done it. If we haven't met, my name is Natasha Chumia, and on this channel, I like to give you information and inspiration on how you can buy property back home in a safe and reliable way. And I can't wait to get into this video where I'm talking to Patrick Mungo, who tells us all about how you can run a successful Airbnb business and how he's done it with Mungo Villa Apartments on short stay rentals. Don't go anywhere. Hi, Patrick.
Hi, and how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
That's been my pleasure meeting with you.
Thank you so much for hosting us here at your facility.
Most welcome.
Great. So we have an audience in the diaspora, as you know, and the age range is quite wide. So maybe for those that aren't familiar, maybe you can start by telling us, what is Airbnb? What's an Airbnb?
Okay, Airbnb, it's an online platform where the people who have apartments, not only apartments, hotels, as well as houses, those who want to advertise to the people outside, Zambia and also within the country. Once you list there, what will happen is that those people who are interested in, hiring, or let me say, to rent your property on a short-term or long-term basis can contact you through Airbnb, and then there are certain protocols which you have to conform with in order for your property to remain on their website. So that's what Airbnb is all about.
Great. And so I think the benefit of that is that because it's online on a website, you can reach people around the world.
For sure.
Okay.
Yes.
So start by telling our audience, how did you get started in an Airbnb business?
Okay, what happened was that before, I never knew anything about Airbnb, but there was one time a customer from Zimbabwe came in. So that person was the one that introduced me to Airbnb and said, oh, listen, you can put your apartments, Mungo Villas, on the Airbnb. So after doing that, what happened was that I tried and I found it to be working 100%. I could really receive, bookings from people in different countries like Netherlands, UK, and so forth. So that's how I started using Airbnb. And today I'm one of the happiest, customers of Airbnb.
That's great. And I want people to understand that Airbnb does work in Zambia. So you can have your property here, listed on Airbnb, and make good money, yes?
For sure. It works 100%.
Okay.
For sure. And then the good thing about that, you see, the moment, the tenant or the customer happens to check out, it takes, I think, within 24 hours, your money hits your bank account. That has been approved or attached to your profile.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the good thing about Airbnb.
Okay.
Through WorldPay.
Wonderful. So now you mentioned Mungo Villas.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe you can take some time to tell us what that is. What is Mungo Villas?
Yes, thank you so much. For those people who don't know much about Mungo Villas offers furnished and serviced apartments. These are 3 bedrooms, and they come with different amenities, things like Wi-Fi, DSTV. We also provide, airport pickup, and then fully equipped kitchens with washing machines. And also some of our apartments, despite all of them to be 3 bedrooms, but we have different categories. They come with a computer as well as the print as well. And then 3 fridges inside, so they are being, categorized differently. And then in addition to that, we do not have anything to do with load shedding. What I mean is that the power cuts, from the national grid, yes. Meaning that we have the power backups, which are integrated in 24-hour service. So when power goes, you won't know that there is power interruption. So everything remains the same. So those are some of the innovations which you have put into place. We also have the Android, phones. So these Android, phones, what happens is that when a customer comes from any other country, maybe the person is staying for for 2 days or 3 days. It's pointless for someone to register for a SIM card, you know, as the requirement in Zambia. So why can't someone find a phone which is already registered and is plug and play? So those are some of the innovations which we have put in place to ensure that we stand out of competition.
That's brilliant. Now, I wanted to find out from you, what is your occupancy rate? Now that, you mentioned how you actually started using Airbnb. So could you tell us what you're sort of seeing in terms of occupancy rates?
Yeah, what has actually happened is that there has been an increase in terms of the demand. Unlike when we were focusing on advertising on one-to-one, like printing business flyers, dishing them out on the market. But now, from the time we had put on Airbnb, we are able to see a change for the better. For example, like right now, I have some clients who are already there. You find that they book for like 10 days, 15 days, things like that. So there has been really a tremendous change for the better towards the occupants.
Okay,
yes.
That's really good. Would you say that when you look at the whole year, are you 70% occupied, 60%? What would you say?
Just about somewhere 60%.
Okay,
yes.
All right, for the year.
Yes.
Yeah, which is still quite
because
good.
You see, the other issue is that we are busy on advertising.
Yes.
It takes 100 small stride for any business to make an impact on the market.
Yes.
And this is something every entrepreneur happens to ignore.
Yes.
So business is like I talked to you in my preamble. It's like a wheelbarrow. Yes. Once you stop pushing it, it will also stop moving.
Yes.
So we keep on pushing every day, doing different modes of advertisement. Like we put on Airbnb, we use digital marketing, different strategies in order for us to reach out to our prospects.
Yeah, I love that wheelbarrow quote. I have to borrow it. And I think that what you're saying is so right, because sometimes people expect magic and they expect things to happen very fast. But what you're saying is that you have to keep pushing, you have to keep persevering, you have to keep putting effort and work behind it. Yeah.
That is very true.
Yeah.
As I said, business, you need to understand the value of what you do. That's
right.
the most important thing.
Yeah.
You can have $1 million. You invest into your property. You do not expect to get the money from there and then, like you say, like magic. It's not possible.
Correct.
You have to keep on pushing all the time. You invest $1 million into your property. What you need to do is that now there is another difficult component which we can describe as marketing. It's about disseminating the information of what you offer to the people outside there, which is the most difficult thing. And then for the people to start coming also, it depends on the business trust symbol factor. So there are a lot of things which you need to understand, as an entrepreneur or the owner of the property, in order for you to ensure that you keep on increasing, the occupancy rate.
Absolutely. I love that. Now let's talk about some of the challenges, because you're a seasoned businessman and you know that every business goes through its challenges. What challenges have you seen in operating this serviced apartments business?
The major challenge is about, you see, most of the customers, once they occupy the apartment, they come so well, everything well, but sometimes they break the things which are in the apartment. And once they break, almost everybody who makes a mistake, no one wants to be exposed. So what the customer will do is that they will try to cover it up so that by the time you are realizing, they have already gone. And you try to call, they won't even come back. So those are some of the major challenges.
Okay.
Yes, and then the other point is that as a person that provides the service, as an entrepreneur, you need to understand consumer behavior. It relates to how a human being reacts or what kind of characteristics does different people possess in order for them to pay for the services. So different people are arrogant. So in this case, you as a service provider, you need to be in the shoes of those people.
Okay.
Understand? I can give one example.
Please.
One customer came from Germany. They stayed here. During the night, there was water leakage. So they called our people, because we operate 24 hours, to go and help. Our people went there and closed the tap so that that leakage was stopped. During the day, he said, I need that night for free because I was disturbed. I was not, I did not sleep. You know, it was not making sense. I hope you understand.
Absolutely.
So what I did was that I said, let's share the cost 50%. So if you paid for $85, let's share the cost. So we had to share the cost in order for us to harmonize the situation. The major challenges of managing these furnished and serviced apartments is about maintenance cost is too high. So in this case, what is really important is that as an entrepreneur, the one of the business, when you set up these furnished and serviced apartments, you need to ensure that you look at certain things. For example, tables, you buy things which will stand out for a long time. If you look at my apartments here, I've used towels all over. It's not just for fun here. There are reasons behind why I decided to go for the porcelain towels. These things will just use water for you to clean and to stand out for so many years. But imagine if you use the normal paint, what will happen every 2 to 3 years, you need to paint again to maintain the beauty of your property. So these are some of the things you need to understand. You're going to spend more money. At least if you have one property, it's easy. But if you have like here, there will be almost about 16 properties. How much are you going to lose? You lose more money.
What about inside the apartments? How do you save on maintenance?
Inside the apartments, for me, like here, the way it is, you can, if you checked, the kitchen, the sofa, the beds, including the wardrobes, everything is made out of concrete. Yeah, this is just something that is totally unique of its own kind, and you will never find it anywhere. All these things, I'm using creativity, which can be defined as the combination of self-discipline and a childlike spirit.
So let me ask you something. Do you ever give your customers a bad review?
No. This is also another thing. The best entrepreneur don't give bad review to their customers. No matter how bad they are, no matter how arrogant they are, what you have to do, just say is a good customer.
Yes.
This is the most important thing.
Right.
Because a customer is like a child.
Yeah.
You know how a child behaves. Yeah, so you need to understand and respect customer, because the reason why every business exists or is set up is because of the customer. So no matter how bad they are, understand them, don't say anything, keep quiet.
Okay.
That's the thing.
Now, speaking of challenges, I think one of the most severe challenges that those of you who are active in the hospitality sector had to go through is COVID. How did you deal with that period? That must have been a very difficult period for your business.
Yeah, for sure. COVID had really played a negative impact on the hospitality industry all over the world. But in this case, if you look at the situation, most of the people from the hospitality industry ended up losing a lot of jobs. And also owners of the businesses also lost a lot of money, because you see the cost of maintaining your property. You have to pay the employees who are cleaning and so forth. So at the end of the day, there is nothing that we could do. We just have to accept the situation and move on. That's the best thing.
Okay, yes. All right. Now, did you have to let staff go, or did you just keep the place? Did you shut down, or how did you deal with it?
We didn't shut down, and all the employees were being kept. So it's also about sacrifice.
Right.
As an entrepreneur, for you to say you are setting up the business, don't depend on that business. You have to develop multiple streams of income, so that if the other business suffers, you will get the money from that business to sustain the other business. This is the most important thing, of which almost 90% of the entrepreneurs do miss worldwide. And that's why we find it very difficult, because you depend on one source of income. If that one goes wrong, then everything gets stuck. Right. So I don't believe in that. I believe in multitasking where investment is concerned.
Right. Okay, so you mentioned that you've got these villas here. How many units, how many apartments do you have?
Yeah, so the setup here, it's 8, and then on the other side there, the economy section, there will be 8 as well. Those are 2 bedrooms, then these are 3 bedrooms. So that is the difference, because we have seen an increase, or the demand for the 2-bedroom, apartments, especially for maybe the person is just 1 or 2, they need, at least the 2-bedrooms apartment, not the 3 bedrooms is too big.
It's too big.
Yes, for them. But those who are coming as a group and also as families, they really need the bigger ones. So we are looking at the business segmentation, and we have segmented them according to individualistic, desires or demands.
All right.
Yes.
Say some more about the business segmentation. How are you segmenting your customers?
We have segmented the customers into 3 parts. The first one, we have the local customers. The second one, we have customers who are coming from the Democratic Republic of Congo, Malawi, as well as Zimbabwe. We are looking at Africa.
Yes.
Then we have the foreign customers outside Africa. So we have 3 segments. So even in our digital marketing campaigns, we categorize them according to clientele segments. Yes, those are the things we are looking into.
And what are your nightly rates? So if somebody wants to stay here and book, what is the rate?
So right now,
for the 3 beds?
For the 3 bedrooms, right now we have got 3 prices. The first one is premium, the ones which come with a computer and also 3 fridges, printer, as well as an Android phone. This one goes for $115.
Oh, okay.
Yes, per night. And then the second one is also 3 bedroom. That is standard. The difference is that they only have 1 fridge in the kitchen.
Okay.
Yes, and then they don't come with a computer as well as the printer. Those being charged for $85. Then the upcoming projects there, the D section, that is economy, those are supposed to be at $70.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so those are our price ranges. And then for those customers who book like for 7 days and above, we are able to provide free airport pickup. We can pick them from the airport, bring them to Mungo Villas, and then our buses, all of them are equipped with Wi-Fi. So the moment someone drops from the airport, it needs internet accessibility.
Yes.
So they cannot have, because they don't have a domestic SIM card. So when they are onboarding into our bus, they will be able to access internet.
Love it.
So that is the way we are operating as Mungo Villas.
Okay. And then do you have long-term visitors? Some people who stay maybe for a month?
Yes, they do come. They do come. Even today, somebody from Central Republic is also coming as well. Yeah, so those are some of the things which we are trying to look into. So we are still advertising as much as we can because the business is new. So we really want to ensure that we put the name of Mungo Villas out there as among the top, fully furnished and serviced apartment service providers in Zambia.
Yeah. Do you need a license to run an Airbnb?
I don't need a license.
Okay.
Yes, as long as you register, and then, for example, the properties are under a company. We are trading as Mungo Villas. This is just a brand name, but the company behind ownership is Fallen Her Limited. So we have the bank account, everything, and Airbnb has already verified. Yeah, so there is no need to have any license. Yeah.
My last question is, would you advise people to start an Airbnb business? Is it a good investment?
It's a good investment, although it requires also an entrepreneur or the business owner to ensure that you put certain things in place. Because you see, the most challenging part is about the ratings. Customers are very, 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 very difficult. So once they keep on rating you badly, what will happen? Your listing will go down. And once it goes down, you stop receiving, the visitors or inquiries from Airbnb. So those are some of the things which you have to look into as you want to put your business on Airbnb. But to be honest with you, it's a good platform and one of the kind which can be recommended. But you need to make sure that you pull up yourselves by making sure that you provide the best service that you can.
Yeah, so it's all about the service to the customer.
That is the key point.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Patrick.
It's been my pleasure and you are most welcome.
Thank you. Wow, I don't know about you, but I learned so much from Patrick from that conversation as a business owner and as somebody who is successfully running an Airbnb. And I hope you found it useful too. I hope you got some good advice and some tips. If you did, then please give this video a thumbs up, share it with another Zambian in your community. But before you go anywhere, please answer this question. Do you think it's a good idea to use your property as an Airbnb? Comment in the section below. Let us know what you think. We would love to hear from you. Now, if you're interested in our services and owning property back home, then check out our website. Connect with us on social media. You know, we love to chat with you there, but otherwise, it's bye for now. I talked to Patrick Mungo of Mungo Villas. Mungo Villas Apartments. Patrick Mungo of Mungo Villas Apartments. That's a mouthful. Can I just say Mungo Villas?